Hello.
Like a pause there for a
Yeah, I
second.
know. That's what makes the most genuine opening.
I know.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast.
We're fresh into a couple of days into what, 2026?
Is it 2026?
Is it? I don't know. Are we in the Matrix? Like, what's happening?
It might be. I may wake up tomorrow. It might be 2025 again.
Oh shit!
It was all a bad dream. You know,
Groundhog Day?
the white rabbit.
Oh, not this white rabbit.
Oh, that too. A little bit of too much of this white rabbit makes this white rabbit come.
Yeah, so we're into day 4 of the new year.
Day 4 of the new year, which
Yes.
will be day 8 when you guys see this.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yes, that's right.
That's
4,
right.
5, 6,
So
7,
yeah, you guys will see this on day 8. Today we're talking about something interesting to go into the new year with. We're talking about big decisions, and the big decision being long distance. Can love stretch with you? So I'll do the monologue, and then we can talk about what the whole episode's about.
Sure.
But this one's kind of interesting because similar to the episode we just spoke about on New Year's, which we hope you guys are enjoying, where we talked about people making choices and how you grow with your relationship and partners, whether it's friendships or anything else. This one really talks about how far can you stretch before you break.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your partner gets an amazing new opportunity, dream job, big break, new city, and you're like, I love that for you, clock it. But also, do you love that for us? Today we're talking about when love has to stretch, like really stretch. What do you do when one person gets the glow up and the other person is left with refreshing flight prices? Is long distance realistic? Is it romantic? Or is it just a slow breakup with better branding? So let's talk it through from the first freak out to the real decision that shapes your future. Okay. So we're going to talk about it in phases because I think that's a funny way to go about this.
Yep.
So the first phase 1 is the gut check.
Okay.
The first reaction.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
So you love this guy. I'm going to put you in this world.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You love this guy.
Okay.
He's love your life. Treats you well. Treats you right. All the green flags. A field of green flags. There's a few red flags, but you've been with him and you've been slowly grooming the red flags out, and mostly green flags now.
Yes.
And then he hits you with, "Hey, I got a big opportunity, the position I wanted, the house, the penthouse, whatever I wanted, but I have to fly to New York." We're in Toronto, by the way. I have to fly. We'll go in a couple phases. It could be New York, or we could go further.
Okay.
But we'll say London. We'll say really far.
Oh.
London. Over the water, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you really feel about that?
Honestly, an honest opinion, it sucks big time. I think I'd be like stabbed in the gut, but not in a bad way, but just like I think I would have all these questions like, what's gonna happen to us? How is this gonna work? Yeah.
Immediately.
How is this gonna work? Can I do a long distance relationship? I tried that one time and that just like utterly failed.
Right. Well, and that goes into our next part of this. But it's like the big thing becomes, well, what's going to happen to us? And especially if you're working with somebody who you have a really strong relationship, it's like, how long can it stretch?
That's right. How long
do we
can it
have
last?
enough elasticity to make it work?
Yes.
Are you going to put effort in? Because I've experienced with this, you've experienced with this. It's a very good topic for us to talk about.
I like it. Yes.
There's a lot that goes into how much elasticity a relationship has. And to your point, I think anybody's immediate reaction is like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd be happy.
Yeah, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Yes, but I would follow up with like fear. Like a lot of it would be fear for me.
It would be fear because you're like, I don't know how to navigate this.
Yeah.
This is a bubble that I don't know what this looks like.
That's right.
Like, I can understand, like, New York is kind of a bad example because, well, okay, an hour flight or whatever it is, or you take a train or do whatever, no problem. But across the water, well, that's no longer a hour flight or a, hey, I'll come visit you on the weekend or drive to you.
Yeah.
That's a I have to commit at least a week to come see you, if not more.
Yep. That's what that is for sure.
And the second question I have here is your first instinct to support them or to protect the relationship. Now, I think it goes through waves. I think if you really are in love with this person
Mm-hmm.
and you really care about this person, I think anybody's first instinct is that's incredible.
Yes.
Because you're getting the thing that you've been working towards, that
That's
I've
right.
been seeing you work towards. That's amazing. Good for you.
Yeah.
I think the second part to that is, what does that mean for us?
Yeah. I agree.
And I think, and it's not so much like protect the relationship, because I think that starts to lean towards the I'm going to sabotage, almost like the negative side of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of those things where you're like I want to, like, this is amazing, but let's talk about what's next, because I don't know what that looks like, and I'm worried that means that this relationship is finished. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah. And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think those are fair things for your partner. That's not happening too. Like, you know what I mean? Not the one that received this really good offer. I think that's that other person is gonna. It's valid. They're valid to feel those things, and the way that they feel. But I think that your partner, who is going to be going through it just as much as you are, should actually be open to hearing what your partner has to say, instead of, because some people would be like, oh no, how can you say that? You know what I mean? Like, trying to like
100%
sway it into like, oh no, don't worry, things aren't going to change, blah blah blah. Like, it's nice that they would be supportive over how you feel, and to hopefully be able to work on things and try to make the relationship work, right?
Yeah, it's the next point. Actually, I'll go into this because what you said there is really interesting. So, I wrote, does your reaction tell you more about them or about you? But I'm going to change that around and say, I think that this is a critical point where you learn a new thing about your partner by how you both deal with this. Yeah. You learn more about yourself and you learn more about your partner. Yeah. Because life is all about, like, a lot of what people forget about relationships is that, yes, it's all hunky-dory, we love each other, all the good stuff, but they forget that having a relationship is committing to each other and understanding that life is going to throw a lot of curveballs at you guys, and you have to be willing to understand that this is your person and you're willing to go through the curveballs with them.
I agree. That's
the essence of it. And so in these moments where there is a challenge, how do you navigate this new challenge? And if think about this, you have this perfect green flag guy. You guys are talking about engagement, you're talking about all these amazing things. And he says, like, this is the situation. Oh, fuck. Imagine you say, hey, this is everything I'm worried about. I'm so happy for you, but this is what I'm worried about. Imagine he goes, wow, you just had to bring that up. You couldn't have just waited and let me had my moment. Yeah. You'd be like, okay, maybe you're not Mr. Green Flag. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
But like, that's when things and people are tested, depending on whatever situations arise and circumstances, right? That's where you're tested as a partner, as an individual in your relationship as well, and how you navigate and how your reactions are to those changes.
So I'll go into phase 2, but before I go into phase 2, if you really boil it down, are you worried about the distance or what the distance might reveal?
I think both.
With fear?
Yeah, I think it's yeah. For me, I think it's both.
So it is just the raw, like, logistics of it, and okay.
Yep.
I think when you boil it down, I would say what the distance might reveal, but I think that it depends on the person, because to me, distance is whatever, you make it work. Yeah. But what the distance will reveal.
But there's so many. But the problem is with the distance. There's so many. This is when you talk about distance, it's like all the other factors that you won't see. They're gonna meet new people. They're gonna meet people of the opposite sex.
What the distance will reveal.
Exactly.
That's right.
Right. Like, who are they gonna meet? Are they gonna start to, like, open up to somebody completely different?
That's
you know what I mean? Because it's not gonna be your same set of friends.
No.
That they're used to. It's not gonna be you that they're gonna be calling every single time. They're gonna be in a whole different country.
That's right. And this is where it goes into, but there's two parts to this. This is where it depends on the person you're with, because there's a lot of people who could be really successful at this.
Yes.
Because there is that trust that that, yes, you may not be the first person they call, but you will be one of the first person they call. Yes. And if you're across the world, it becomes difficult because now you're dealing with time zones. So there's still communication, and as long as there's some plan, you guys are good.
Yeah.
But yes, all those things come into play. I know that the typical thing. So the phase 2 is the real talk.
Okay.
Communication and boundaries.
Oh boy. Yep.
So this is when, you get past the initial whatever fluffy stage, and you go to what the actual conversation is. So can you be honest without being selfish?
I think you should be honest without being selfish in general. I don't think distance should make that a thing.
But I think you do have to be selfish in some way. I think that when you come to the table and you're talking to your partner about this big challenge, I think you need to be honest about your selfishness. I think you have to say, because the problem is people try and hide their objective. True. There's nothing kills me more than people who hide their objective.
Right.
I want you to tell me what your goal is, because if I know your goal, then I'm glad you're coming at me straightforward. Like, think of it like this. If we're having a discussion and I know you want something, but you won't tell me you want that, and I see you trying any way to get that thing without telling me you want that thing, that reads as sneaky. And it feels like we're disconnected. So if you don't want me to take the job because you want me to be with you, then... But you're not trying to say that because you don't want to be the bad guy who makes me give up on this job. Yeah. That's going to read as, oh, so you're a snake.
So you
as disingenuous.
So you think that somebody should be more vocal about it?
You should be 100% vocal with your partner. I'm on the side of the fence that says you should be 100% about your partner with your partner. You should tell them exactly what it is, and you should be so aware. You should be like, look, I love you. I'm so excited for you with this position. I think it's a horrible idea because I don't know how the fuck our relationship is going to last. Yeah. And I'm telling you that truthfully because I am terrified of what this distance is going to do to us. Yeah. And I think that's so important to say out loud. Yeah. So that you can both come from that phase. Or to say like, look, I don't mind you doing it, but I don't know when the fuck we're going to see each other. I think this might be the end. Or... I hope you understand that, we're not going to see each other. Are you okay with doing that? Yeah. Yeah. I think you have to be, or you have to be like, I don't mind doing it, but this, and this. I think you really have to come out of the gate and you have to, I'm going to say set aside time, but it doesn't have to be like you actually have to set aside time. Right. I just think that you have to talk about everything.
Yeah. I think, like in that aspect, selfishness is definitely good. Everybody has selfishness at some point in your relationship for one reason or another, and that's fine. I think that that's part of us being humans and reacting is, selfishness is, I think it's important. I think, like you're right, because it's like you shouldn't hide your real feelings about it, because then sometimes it'll come back at, like, in an argument. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, exactly.
Tenfold being like...
And it'll come back like this.
Yeah, and it's like when you told me in the beginning that I really didn't really feel blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. And then that causes issues and that causes problems, whereas you can deal with it right head on and kind of go through all the different scenarios or however you guys want to work it out.
How do you handle the fear of growing apart?
Oh... The fear of growing apart.
Because at the end of the day, I would say that any relationship that we're going to assume for everybody out there, or for you out there, we're going to assume that the relationship is really sturdy before this objective comes up, or this goal comes up, or this fork. Yeah. Or detour, or whatever. Yeah. We're going to assume that it's really healthy. At the core of it, both people are just worried about growing apart. Yes. Does this distance, because I'm going to see you less, because everything's going to tone down, because of all these things, does that mean we're going to grow apart? And I think that's the core fear of it. Both the person taking the job and the person who is not part of that. Now, we're going to talk about some solutions as things go on. Yeah. I think I have it we'll talk about it at some point in the next phase. Yeah. We can talk about some avenues to explore that are workarounds for how to navigate this properly, but we're going to assume that there's at least some distance in the beginning, right? Yeah. Because you could just move with them and all these kinds of things.
100%.
How do you handle the fear of growing apart? I think it starts with communication.
Yeah, 100%. It starts with communication. You have to, when you communicate whatever those needs, wants are, you have to try to have a game plan. Like
Game plan. I have a sentence here. Your love needs structure. You can't wing it.
no, yeah, you can't just be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'll call you. I'll call you when I get time. No, it doesn't work
Natalie
like that.
has experience with that.
It doesn't work like that.
And
You
it doesn't.
have to.
I mean, even on my side, well, I'll say on my relationship side, I talked all the time with her, and she was far away.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it still isn't enough.
No, it isn't.
Like talking all the time does something,
Uh-huh.
but it only does 60% of that something.
Yeah.
Natalie just got cold turkey.
Oh God. Yeah, I just got like cold turkey. We had the whole conversation like this.
Yeah.
Where it was like, okay, I said, okay, I've never done this before,
Mm-hmm.
so I need to understand and I need to know that we are going to commit to FaceTiming. That is a big thing because we can't just talk and text and whatever on the phone. There has to be like, I want to be able to see you. So that aspect has to be part of our long distance relationship. So you gotta promise me that you're gonna try to do that. Oh yeah, I'll promise. Okay, and if we had these conversations leading up to the day that he left, and I still got the yes, okay. Then of course, guy goes back, and then all of a sudden it's just like, we FaceTimed a couple of times, but then it started to just dwindle, and I'm like, start to get upset because it's kind of like, we talked about this. You agreed to this. I told you I've never done this before. You have.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how to handle these things.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm going in blind, buddy. Like, you know what I mean? So for sure, you have to have a game plan.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have some sort of like structure, like you said. You can't just wing everything. It doesn't work like that. Like, especially when there's like that much distance that is between two people. You know what I mean? Like whether it's like you have to schedule like phone time, schedule time when you're actually gonna like, whenever you get your schedules aligned, schedule time to like have like, what is it, FaceTime date night or whatever some people do and stuff like that.
FaceTime date night or it depends on who you are as a person.
I don't know, whatever.
Sex talk. Yeah, like it's whatever works for you guys. Like I know, like I'll say personally, I'm not the chatty type. Like I want the call, like I'll do the phone calls and everything.
Yeah.
But I would rather know that I have a date in mind.
Yeah.
Where I'm coming to see you or you're coming to see me.
Yeah.
I'd rather know that I have that and still communicate, text, call, whatever.
Yeah.
Do those kinds of things, keep in contact, but I'd rather know that there's a concrete date in my mind.
But I like that though, because it's something that you're gearing and you're working towards.
Yeah.
The next, so there's a build up to that point, then you're circling it on your calendar or whatever, your phone, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go see Nason, whatever, X amount of weeks down the line. So until then,
I'm doing my thing. I'm gonna
these
hang out with
things,
my friends. I'm gonna, whatever.
Yeah.
I like that. That doesn't mean don't call me.
No,
that doesn't mean I won't call them.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I'm okay to be apart.
Yeah.
That I've realized that I'm okay because I have stuff going on.
Yeah.
I have things going on that I know it's like my mind. I can go, okay, I'm in romance mode. I'm in work mode. Okay, fine. I can go do the work mode. I know. Oh, okay, great. They're gonna come see me on this day, and I like that. And as I've gone throughout life, I've met a lot of people with partners that they do this whole, they go do this thing, I go do this thing, traveling around, whatever. There's the partners who want to talk every day.
Yep.
When I'm on the boys trip or whatever, there's the guys that, at 6 o'clock or whatever, 5 o'clock before we go out for dinner, they'll step away into another room and they'll go on the phone with their women. And then there's the other guys in the other room who at 5, they're just sitting there waiting for the guys to get off the phone because they're like, my wife knows where I am. She knows what I'm doing. Yeah. She knows I'll call her, in a couple days when things are going. But she's doing her thing. I'm doing my thing. We'll talk when we need to.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it has to go with whatever works for both people, right?
That's the core of it.
Whatever. Don't just because somebody else has a different idea, you don't have to follow that. It's whatever structure that the two of you guys decide how it's gonna work. And if that doesn't work, try a different way. Try other ways.
That's it. You have to communicate what works for you.
That's right.
And they have to communicate what works for them, and find out what works. If I'm not the chatty type, and Natalie's the chatty type, well, I'm going to have to do some chattiness. Yeah. Because otherwise, Natalie's gonna fucking hate me. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But on the same side, Natalie's got to back up and not talk to me all the fucking time. Right.
Manipulate your time.
That's right. Yeah. It's the same. It's the beautiful balance. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a hard question.
Okay.
What needs to be discussed before saying yes to long distance?
Oh my god.
I feel like that is an impossible answer or like question to answer.
Yeah, it is.
Because there is not just so many things to talk about, but so many unique variables per relationship.
Yeah.
So how I'll answer it is I'll say that you have to talk about when you're going to see each other.
Mm-hmm.
You have to talk about what seeing each other is in the interim.
Yeah.
So if you're moving to London, seeing each other is a commitment.
That's right.
I mean, if you're in London, if you guys watching are in London, then it's not really a commitment. But if, whatever, a long enough distance away, then it's a commitment. So you have to talk about when you're going to see each other, what you're going to do in the interim. Yes. So whether that's, FaceTime date night, or you're going to call a lot or at least talk once a day or whatever. Yeah. You have to talk about that. Talk about communication. Mm-hmm. You have to talk about boundaries.
Yes, 100%.
There's going to be other men. There's going to be other women.
Yeah.
If they're moving for work, they're going to be quickly fed into a social circle.
That's right.
So there has to be some level of, and you guys are dating, so you already figured out some level of how this works, but you should, communicate, especially if that's something that bothers you or you're worried about. Mm-hmm. Communicate on that front. Mm-hmm. And I think also you need to talk about long term. Yeah. I think that if I was going to try and boil it down into the basics, I'd say when I'm going to see you, what we're going to do in the meantime, any boundaries that I feel need to be communicated about relationship and whatever, and then also what's the long-term goal? Yeah. What is the plan for the future? Is it always going to be like this for years? Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to have a partner who's on the other side of the world? Or is it always that I should be looking at relocating to London? Right. Or you should be looking at how you can grow and then get a job back here at home. Uh-huh. Or are we going to go to another place? Like, what does that look like? So that, yes, it's long distance for now, but we're not long distance forever. Yeah. So that's, I think arguably that's the biggest thing to talk about, because I don't think people can, I would make a strong argument that people can't last that long for long distance. No. They can last in spurts. Yes. And they can be like, you have all the military men and women. Uh-huh. They go on deployment for a year or whatever, but at least they know, in a year we'll be back together. Yeah. I think you really need a end goal. If you don't have an end goal and it's up in the air, it's hard. Boom. Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is impossible. It makes it harder for two people as well to kind of like figure out, like, is this just a little stint in our little relationship, or is it actually gonna like grow into a full bloom, like long distance in terms of like longer than however this whole thing of you moving is. And oh boy, what a perfect segue, because welcome to phase 3, the big picture. Oh boy. Is this a detour or a fork in the road? I guess it depends, right? Because things can change, right? So a lot of people take contracted positions in different countries and then end up finding out that they've done so well in their jobs that it ends up becoming like a full-time opportunity. So again, like it comes down to that. It's like you have to be straightforward and honest with your partner and talk. Yes, people may not want to talk about work, but work is part of the reason why you left. So you have to like kind of like keep them in the loop as to like, okay, you know what, hon, I decided they have this opportunity. My boss sat down with me, blah, blah, blah. They've decided that they are possibly thinking about changing this contracted position to a full-time position. How do you feel about that? Are you comfortable with that? What are your reservations if I want to take this job? Yeah, like, how can we make it exactly, it work? Like, or and also stating your position cleanly too. I find that's a problem that a lot of people have. Yeah, you have to be able to say, "This is what I want." Yes. How can we make that work? Right? What do you need? How do I need to support you? Yeah. Et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, that's definitely a big thing for sure. Yeah, and we've there's a couple questions here we've already covered. Is this a temporary chapter or a lifestyle shift? Ryan, that's right. That's probably the big answer I think everybody would worry about. Yeah. But on top of that, it's also like, where do you see, in terms of this relationship, where do you see it going? Do you see us getting married? Do you see us having kids? If that's all going to happen, how is this all going to play out? How is it going to play out? The big question is, are you still growing in the same direction? That's right. Or are you growing apart? Exactly. Like that's the big thing. It's communication. And you can grow apart. Yeah. But you have to grow apart in the proper ways. Yeah. or not even, I shouldn't say grow apart. It's, you're growing together,
But you're doing your
but you're
individual
doing separately.
things.
Yes. So it's not that you aren't connected. It's just that you're growing here, they're growing there, and the idea is that you guys come together at some point.
Yeah, that's the end goal, obviously, right? So.
Yeah, and I wrote like a few points here. If the opportunity aligns with both of your long-term goals, it's a growth moment.
Yeah.
But if one person is compromising who they are, well, that's not love. That's sacrifice with no return on investment. And then, the healthiest relationships adapt, but they don't shrink either person. And then, can this distance strengthen your foundation or just expose cracks? I think
it could expose cracks for sure.
Well, I think that's how it builds strength.
Yes.
I think it greatly. I think it's one of the hardest things to do in a relationship is to go from a really sturdy base and then have something happen that tests it, because it fractures right away.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't fracture right away, but you reveal the crack and you go, oh shit, that's a big crack. Oh fuck. And
it's
I
not
think
like a Band-Aid. It's like something that actually
you have to go in there and you have to fix it.
Yeah. You have to.
And that can make it stronger.
Yes.
Your relationship will definitely be stronger if you go through it and succeed.
Yeah.
But oh boy, is it gonna the foundation is gonna hurt from that one.
Yeah.
I think it's really, 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 really hard to go from together to long distance, because now you know what it is.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people they meet long distance, and they have these moments. I guess a good friend. I was gonna say a good friend. I can call him a good friend. He's a good friend. I worked with him on a couple projects. His girlfriend lives in Vienna. He lives in Toronto.
Oh wow. Okay.
But they met online.
Okay.
Because they're both influencers.
Okay.
Right? So they both met online, and we worked on a project that they happened to be able to meet in the middle, and they're great. You can tell they're very happy together.
Yeah.
They met long distance, so long distance is very normal for them.
Okay.
So they have long distance moments, but they meet up in the middle.
Okay.
So like they did like a date. I think they went to Paris and they went to this place.
Ooh,
and they went
nice.
to right. But they're doing it consistently. But the whole thing is that they make a point of meeting up together, but they're both very busy back home, so they're okay. And they also met long distance, so that's all right for them.
Yeah.
That for a long distance is fine to start. Now they're gonna always. I'm sure they're having the conversations about what's the next plan.
Yeah.
And either it's the guy from here working on getting his visa or long-term residency or whatever, or it's her working on what she can do for coming to Canada.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of both. I'm sure they're talking about it, but I think they have a little bit of an edge because they started that way.
Yeah.
Versus two people who started together, love, and then they fucking and now it's like, okay.
Yeah. For sure.
It's very tricky. It's very tricky, and I think what people have to remember, the big thing, is that your partner's gonna grow in your relationship, and you have to really make a point of understanding that growth, because life's gonna happen
for sure,
and there's gonna be something. There's always fucking something.
Oh yeah. Always.
So you got to find out what you're willing to take and what you're willing to not take.
That's right.
And you have to really choose to work with your partner.
Yeah.
Because even if it's not a big move, like, they're moving to London and you're not going to see them for periods of time, it could just be that they have a bunch of business trips lined up back to back.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good one.
Right? It could just be that your partner's going to leave for a week, come back, be with you for 3 days, leave again, come back.
Yeah.
That could be it. And you have to talk about what that looks like.
Yeah.
I know, my brother is, him and his girlfriend, she's going back home to India, and that's for months. So how do they navigate that? Well, they're going to I'm sure they're going to have their brawl.
Oh yeah.
They're going to have their brawl, but they also understand that that's what they got to make it work. And that's just how you got to do it.
Yeah. That's true.
Okay. I have some bonus round questions.
All right.
Should you move in with them if you're not engaged or married?
Should you move in with them? Like, is this prior to like the whole?
Well, let's say it like this. Things are good. Life's amazing. You guys have all these green flags. We'll assume you're not living together yet.
Okay.
They get a really big opportunity in London. Don't know why London's the big example. We're going with London.
Right.
They get a great opportunity in London. long term, full job.
Yep.
They get all these amazing things. Company's putting them up in the best apartment, whatever. The company's like, we need you, so we're going to make the world work for you.
Right.
They say, come move in with me.
Okay.
You have a job here. You have your family here. You have whatever else here.
Yep.
Should you do it? And then the big pretense here is if you're not engaged or married.
I think if you, that's a good question. If you feel like you want to, sure. Don't do it because you're being asked to. It should be something. It should be a want that you want to do, because you got to really think, like, even if you were given that proposition, now you got to think, okay, I have my whole home base is here. Everything that I have, my anchor is here. Everything that I need and I have is here. I'm going to a different country to follow the man that I'm have this relationship with. That's all green flags. But it's like, what's that going to look like for me? You have, as my partner, have everything set up there already. You know what I mean? You know people that you probably met the people that you're going to be working with, blah, blah, blah. I don't know shit. It's like a brand new place for me, right? And it's just like, maybe you went there already to go just scope it out, check out things, stayed there for a little while. You know what I mean? Kind of like got a taste of like how to get to work, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. Because obviously you're not just moving, you're just...
Yeah.
You're going in.
There's that transition period.
Yeah. And here I am. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know. Like, I think that's very scary for somebody to just be offered that right on the spot. And I think I would have to seriously have some serious conversations on my own and with my partner and tell them my fears. Again, it's a big fear for me, because it's like, when you're gone to work, I'm alone. Like, if I move and I'm working, is my work going to allow me to work in a completely different country, still doing what I do? I don't know.
Well, let's assume you can't.
That I can't?
That you can't. You have to find a whole new job.
Well, then I'm fucked.
And even then, we could also... my context here, well, not that you're fucked. The idea is that if you move in with him, he's providing for you completely.
Yeah, but I don't want to be sitting at home doing shit all.
Wow,
like, do you know what I mean?
This is the problem.
Because I'd have to, like, find myself a job. Now I have to go out there, start from scratch. I have to find a work visa. I can't just go land there and, like, start work with no papers.
I'll say it like...
You know what I'm saying?
I have two examples here, okay? So the first thing I'll state my thing. Yeah. I do not think, so just in general, I don't think you should move in with somebody until you're married.
Fair.
Sure, call it engaged. I'm going to say married, and that's purely because there is a lot that goes into living together that people overlook, and people say, oh, well, how do I know that I want to live with them? If you fucking love that person, you'll have no problem living with them. Right. And you can still have your fucking sleepovers and do all that stupid shit. It's not stupid shit. It's lovey-dovey stuff. But you can do all that stuff. It's just that don't commit to moving in together until there is marriage, until you guys are uniting. You are choosing to come together. Okay. I think, and also women, you're gonna give him the wife treatment on the girlfriend salary. Yeah. So I'll also say that for the ladies. But anyways, I digress. I have two scenarios. Okay, so the first scenario, a really good friend of mine that I went to school with. Yeah. She found the love of her life, everything. They got married, and he went, he's from the States, and he goes, I don't want to, came to school in Toronto. That's how they met. Or they went from a previous school that she went to, and then she went to my school, and then we became very good friends. Very roundabout way. He decided, he goes, look, I got a really good job offer back in my hometown. I want to be back with my family. I want you to live with me. I want us to live and be happy. And in the States, I have a house set up for us. I have everything set up for us. Right. And that means you're gonna leave your family. Just
drop everything and just...
I want you to come. That means you can't do anything for 2 years, essentially. Because, can't do anything for 2 years because that's how long it would take for her paperwork to process. And there was, hearing what the hoops they had to jump through for citizenship and all this stuff is crazy. Yeah. But it was literally the case where no friends, not allowed to work.
You're isolated then.
You're isolated.
You're done.
So I went and visited her when I was in the area. So I grabbed a car and I visited her.
Yes.
She wasn't depressed,
But she wasn't happy.
But she wasn't happy.
There you go. See?
Now she loves him.
Yeah.
And she loves him to death, and she's gotten a lot better from when I've spoken to her recently, because she's found her, she went to a couple of community groups and whatever.
Oh, okay.
Anything to get friends.
Yeah,
and I think now she started working because she got all her paperwork and everything.
Right.
But it was a really hard transition for her, because she went from everything to zero.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could follow a man to go and uproot my whole entire life somewhere completely different and be seriously feel isolated. And I'm telling you, I don't get depressed, but I'm telling you, I would be fucking depressed.
Well, I think that it was a perfect storm for her, because her parents were moving out of the city as well.
Okay.
Her sister was going off with her man.
Wow.
Like, her friends were all getting busy with... It was like the perfect storm for that to be the best option. And I can see it from her perspective. But me and the few other people that I'm friends with that know her really well, we all were like, this is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Now, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's definitely a way that he could have supported her better, so she wasn't completely isolated in that way.
Yeah.
Now, I'm also going to say, like, I don't know the guy. I didn't know him that well. I do know him better now, but I'm going to say it. I think he liked it.
That she was...
Control, yeah. And he was very nice, and he treated her really well, and there was never that big controlling factor, but you could tell that he liked having her at home. He liked having her around, because what did she do? Well, she couldn't work because she didn't have her paperwork.
Cooking and she's cleaning.
So she's cooking and she's cleaning, and she's treating him nice. And she's just like a puppy waiting for him to come home.
No, I'm sorry.
I could and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. No.
But yeah, like, that made me feel some type of way about it, because I was like, well, I remember I was sitting in her kitchen. He's at work, and I'm sitting with her chatting, and she got this beautiful big house.
Yeah.
In, like, in the south, and she's like living the Valley Girl life. Yeah. Well, I guess not Valley Girl, but living the Southern Belle life.
Yeah.
And she's like making these she has all these amazing desserts she's giving me, and she's making she made me this amazing soup and everything, and I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know you could cook this well. She's like, well, when I got nothing else to do, that's all I can do.
That's
I was
exactly
like.
It.
I was like,
all
oh
this
my
time
God.
in the world, the man is working and you're doing that.
Yeah, that's all you're doing. I was like, what else do you do? She's like, oh, I do my horseback riding, and I do this and I do that. But she didn't find her friends yet. She didn't find anything. So literally all she had was that. And and his family, like, I met some of them when they had their wedding and everything, and they're a bit strange. And so it's like she didn't get the support from the family. I don't know. All that to say, that was one instance.
Yeah.
She's very happy now. I have no critiques.
Okay.
She's very happy now. She's living it up. I can tell she misses her family and misses her friends a lot.
Yeah.
I'll get a text from her every so often being like, hey, thinking about you. Hope you're doing well. And blah, 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 blah. But I know she's doing a lot better than she was.
Yeah, that's good then.
All right. Another instance.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, a girl I was dating, her cousin?
Okay.
I don't even know what the relation was. We were at a family event. I met this woman and this man. The guy, I think the guy was related to them. No, maybe he wasn't. Maybe the girl was related. No, the girl was related to him.
Okay.
So I'm sitting beside her at the table, this woman, and her husband's sitting beside him. And he's the loud type. Oh, yes, you know me. I'm just the best. I have this amazing job coming up in the Middle East. I think he was in Dubai or something. Uh-huh. Oh, and I'm getting paid so much money, and I'm just the best, and me and her are going to go there, and this. And as he's talking, and everybody's like, wow, you're so amazing. You can tell that there's this, like, depression radiating from this woman.
Yeah.
And she is, like, a beautiful woman. Like, if I was a young man then, very young. Yeah. I was like, if I was a older man, I'd snatch you up right there and take you away. But there was like this genuine sadness, and so I was talking to her at the table, and I think he had walked away at that point. Whatever, we had like an intimate moment. And I was saying, like, you don't seem very happy about this. She's like, well, why would I be happy? I have to leave my family, I have to leave all my friends, I have no job, and I have to follow him around, and I love him and I care about him. But it doesn't help when he's at parties and everybody's like, oh, you're so amazing, you're so great, and I'm just here. And she's like this wonderful, amazing, stunning girl. Now she had a strong attitude about it. She was still like, I still love him, and I know that this is the best choice for our future and for the kids I want to have and all this stuff. So I know it's the best choice, but I still can't help but feel a way about it.
Yeah.
And it was so sad to see this person who loved her man so much, cared about him so much, was willing to give up everything for that. Now, I think they've gotten divorced at this point, and she's back and she's living it up and doing everything. But it was one of those like moments where you realize how strong you can be to give up everything to do it. But then, of course, it'll catch up to you eventually if you don't deal with it properly.
It's always going to catch up with that person, right? So.
Okay, which one do I end on? There's 2 questions left. How long is too long to be long distance? Answer succinctly.
How long is too long to be long distance? Oh my god, I don't know. Like, freaking, it's
a week. A week.
No, I'd say for me, a couple months is long for me.
Couple months, yeah, easily. For me, I think if there's a goal in mind, no problem. Now, of course, if you're gonna hit me with 10 years, okay, no, I wouldn't see the point in that.
Yeah.
And but maybe, but then again, I would argue the case of like maybe you should let them go if it's 10 years. If you're gonna be back in 10 years, maybe you should let your girl go, and you should go and hope that she finds somebody to fall in love with for those and be a companion with, and hope that you do the same. Because if you come back in 10 years and you both didn't work out for you, then maybe it was meant to be.
Yeah. True.
But it's one of those things where if you love them, let them go.
Yes.
And yada, yada, yada.
Yes.
But that being said, like, if it was like, hey, we need you to do this job, it's going to take you here for a year. If I knew I'd be back in a year, or if I knew they'd be back in a year, no problem.
Yeah. I'd still try it. If it's a year.
No problem. As long as I had a goal in mind, it's easy to work towards that. Yes. Now, as soon as the goal starts pushing, well, that's when it starts to get rocky, because it's like, oh, hey, I know it was supposed to be a year, now it's a year and a half. It's like, brother, what the fuck?
I know, exactly.
So it all really depends on the circumstances, depends on how everything is. I think a couple months is like a good sweet spot. Let's call it a couple months to see each other at least. Yeah. I'd say safely 2 months.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, safely 2 months to go see the person for a couple of days or whatever.
That's right.
Okay. Can distance reveal you're better off apart, and is that okay?
Yes. And is that okay? Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's a beautiful thing. If you guys are trying something and you really give it your all, and at the end of the day, you realize like you're living your life in London, I'm living my life in Toronto. That's right. We're both happy. I wish you the best. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. And how amazing it is that you can both be like, yeah, this isn't working.
Yeah. But it's good because you tried, you tested it, and then now you realize that you cannot do long distance. It's just not for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people can't, and they refuse, especially if they're in this position, and they're like, one partner's like, you know what, then go. Because I can't. I know that I will not be able to be that person to try this with you. I cannot.
It's a bittersweet.
It is.
But to just say, like, look, it's not working for you. Yeah. It's not working for me. Yeah. We're both unhappy. And, like, that's, like, all we can do. We tried. And that's how amazing that we were able to try. Exactly. And thank you for all the time together. But you're not happy. I'm not happy. We're not going to be happy. Yeah. And unless you give up everything on your side and I give everything up on my side, there is no way to make it work. Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, it is a test that reveals exactly what needs to happen, whether happy or sad. So that's the episode. Yes. It's kind of interesting. It is. Kind of interesting. I'm curious if you guys are in those scenarios, if you've been in those scenarios, or have you been lucky to have love all grounded and close by? Right. I just as a little closing paragraph. Love doesn't mean staying still, but it does mean checking in. Are we still aligned, or are we just afraid to let go? Whether it's one flight away or one dream away, the right person won't make you choose between love and growth. They'll find a way to let both breathe. Yep. And I think that's the best way to say it. So, and if anybody's going through this challenge right now, you might be. Good luck. Yes. Good luck. Make sure to be a little selfish as you tell them what you want. And, and make sure that they're selfish as well to tell you what they want, so that you can both come to an agreement where you're both happy, or figure out how to make that happen. And I hope it works out for you guys. Yes. For better or for worse. Exactly. Right. And on that note, have a very happy new year. Yes. I hope it's been a lovely start to the year for everybody. And happy 2020. 2026.
Exactly. Yeah. Happy 2026.
All right. Peace.